Welcome back to Pulse of the Port. During the entire show, we've had a chance to see just how much work is going into the construction of the Gerald Desmond Bridge replacement. And part of the construction has involved the removal of numerous oil wells. In fact, this had to be done before the foundations of the new bridge could be built. Bringing in John Pope once again, Community Relations Manager for the Port of Long Beach. It could not have been easy to build a bridge on an active oil field. Talk about the challenges involved.
It was quite a challenge. In fact, a lot of these wells were put into the ground pre-GPS, so they didn't know exactly where they were. They had to kind of search for them, but there were about 70 oil wells that had to be dealt with. Some had to be moved, some had to be capped, some actually had to be dug out of the ground.
So talk about what's right behind us here. It seems like this is an impressive piece of machinery. This involves the pilings and the foundations?
Yeah, this is part of the testing work for the foundations, and this is the heavy machinery that's going to drill those into the ground. And these casings are going to be put in along with the rebar cages and the concrete mixture that's going to ensure a solid foundation.
How far do they dig these things down?
Well, this particular foundation is going to go about 120 feet into the ground. In some cases, it'll be up to 200 feet in the ground.
In our final two stories, we'll join the EPA on a recent tour of the port and go out into the community for the latest Let's Talk Port event. She's spent more than 30 years working tirelessly to improve the environment. And newly appointed U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Gina McCarthy sees the Port of Long Beach as an ally in the fight. She recently met with port and city officials and got an up-close look at the programs that make Long Beach the greenest port in the world.
I think they've done well to think broadly as about what they do and how they can do it better. It's about operations, it's about working together with the community, with the workers. It's all about bringing new technologies to the table and making constant improvement.
We want to make sure the air and the water we are in and around all the time is clear, but we also want to make sure that commerce takes place. And we've shown here that you can do both.
On the tour, McCarthy got a chance to captain the Carib Horizon, a Foss crew boat whose propulsion system was upgraded with a cleaner engine thanks to EPA funding. She saw two Foss hybrid tugboats, on-dock rail operations that help cut down the amount of trucks on our roads, shore power installations that allow ships to shut off their diesel engines while at berth, and the new Advanced Maritime Emission Control System, or AMEX.
This system will hook up to the exhaust stack of vessels when they're at berth. It draws the emissions from the vessel directly into the treatment system and reduces emissions of sulfur oxides, nitrogen oxides, and diesel particulate matter by around 95% each.
The technology they're developing here, looking at electrification, looking at the hybrid tugboats, looking at the new technologies moving forward. We're going to take those lessons and bring them to other ports because there are communities all over the United States that want clean air and they want these jobs, and we need to deliver both.
The great strides that we've made here in emission reductions at the Port of Long Beach shouldn't just be for Long Beach, but it should be something that's shared at a national level and ultimately at a global level.
For more information on the port's environmental programs, visit polb.com. The Port of Long Beach brought its Let's Talk Port Community Forum series to the Eldorado Bar Grill in East Long Beach recently, connecting with residents and telling the port's story. The turnout at the latest one is just one indication of how successful and informative this series is for local community members.
I think the presentation tonight actually proved and made the case that the port is part of Long Beach.
We're really excited being from the community, so we're very happy to hear about all the things that they have planned and the things that they've done so far.
Acting Executive Director Al Morrow gave a short presentation, providing an overview of the port, how it works, what new projects are underway, and what the vision is for the future.
Our port created or adopted what's called the Green Port Policy, which said that we're going to be good environmental stewards, and what we do, we're going to do it in a manner that is environmentally sensitive, and we're going to take action and mitigate the impacts of port operations.
During the question and answer period, two of the harbor commissioners were on hand to talk directly with the attendees.
The Port of Long Beach actually does outreach to all 9 councilmanic districts. My wife and I are residents of the 5th district here.
We have to explain what we're doing, explain the world we're living in, and really have people understand that the port is an exciting new future for the city of Long Beach.
With the port moving into temporary headquarters in East Long Beach next year, this was a great opportunity to meet new neighbors.
I think they've done a fantastic job. Just keep it up, go throughout the city. I think they'll find people interested all over the city.
Watch for a Let's Talk Port to come to your neighborhood. Visit POLB.com. There's still a lot of work to do on this project, but that's all the time we have for today. I'd like to thank John Pope for joining us. Be sure to catch all the latest news and videos at POLB.com, and feel free to send a message on Facebook or follow us on Twitter or Instagram. I'm Sean Horish. Thanks for watching Pulse of the Port.